Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hamilton Southeastern High School, the home of the Royals. Tonight, it'll be a matchup of two unbeatens. Hamilton Southeastern coming into tonight's contest at 3-0, and the Trojans of Center Grove, they are 2-0 on this young lacrosse season. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is the leading equipment dealer and has been since 1955. Boilermaker Local 374, representing highly skilled and motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication in Indiana. Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community. Bertner Electric, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. The Morales Group. They're in business to create a better future for you and your family. Piper Logistics, your trusted logistics partner since 1994. Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else? They have the largest selection of great food made from scratch and very affordable. Highway Safety Services. Over 60 years combined experience in traffic control and pavement markings in Indiana. And the IndianaSRN Sports Page. Follow the Sports Page daily. Updated news from coast to coast. Log on to IndianaSRN.org. and click on the Sports Page tab. Well, every time it seems like Keith and I end up here at Hamilton Southeastern, we may have some rain. That was the case a few nights ago. We ended up seeing lightning. It ended up canceling that contest, and it was an early 9-1 lead for Hamilton Southeastern. But tonight, I think with the early start, Coach, it looks like we may beat the weather, which I guess is expected sometime around maybe 7:30. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Maybe. Clouds have lightened a little bit, but we'll see. But, yeah, it's early in the year. Mm-hmm. This happens early in the spring. The wind is always blowing, it seems like, really strong. And so we'll see what this contest brings. Should be a pretty good ball game, 2-0 and 3-0. Both teams play very, very well. Both teams play almost the same style of lacrosse. So it should be fun, very interesting. We'll see what happens.
Center Grove ended up winning their first contest out of a team out of Kentucky, a team that Hamilton Southeastern had beaten earlier this year as well. But it was a last-second win, a game that ended up winning it basically right at the buzzer, and then they turn around and they beat Brownsburg team to go to 2-0. As you say, similar styles, but again, you're talking about the defending champions and a team that's trying to get to that level.
Well, you're talking about a team that when the rankings come out, Hamilton Southeastern is going to be undefeated. I'm sorry, they're going to be number one in the state. No question about it. This is probably the toughest game they have played yet this year. So we'll see how that goes. But, Hamilton Southeastern, we talked about this on Saturday, they probably played the strongest schedule in Indiana throughout the Midwest because they just don't play Indiana schools.
Yeah, they will go to Michigan here very soon and get a chance to play some of the top teams out of the state of Michigan. We will come back in just a few moments. When we do, we'll have this game in just a few moments. We're keeping an eye on possible rain showers coming up. We'll tell you about the Hamilton Southeastern team coming up right here on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Back once again here at Hamilton Southeastern. We're moments away from 4th contest of the season now for the Royals. And, boy, we got a first-hand look at this Hamilton Southeastern team, and we broadcast their matches over the last several years. But I was very, very impressed with both ends, defensively as well as offensively, because they just strike so quickly on offense.
Well, they either can play in 3rd gear or shift it in high gear very quickly. Saturday, they score 6 goals within the first 3 minutes of the game. And right away, at that point, you're 6-0, and it just hits you, and you look at the clock, and you've only played maybe 3-4 minutes.
Yeah.
That gets you thinking very quickly. It was 9-1 when the game was stopped. We really feel like that game, if we played that game to completion, it could have been pretty nasty.
Yeah.
But saying that, Evansville Memorial is a very good ball club. I think they had 8 out of their 10 starters were injured, so they're behind the ball, if you will, until those kids get back and get healthy. There'll be a team, I think, that will compete later in the year. But when you have to replace 8 kids in a week,
Yeah.
pretty tough to come ready to play a game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And tonight, of course, we'll keep an eye on the 2 keepers. One of those, Luke Williams, and we know what Luke is all about. This young man has really come into his own as one of the best keepers in the state of Indiana. On the other side, Max Barty. He'll certainly have his hands full today against this offense. And our first face-off of the night will be won by Hamilton Southeastern. We are underway. An early start, originally scheduled to start at 8 o'clock, but because of the potential weather situation, they wanted to move it up to make sure to get the varsity contest in. And here's what you're talking about, what we've mentioned time and time again. When they, speaking of the Royals, if they don't have anything in quick transition, they're able to set it up, and they will lull you to sleep. And when you think maybe you're safe, that's when they strike the most.
And, they're just very, very patient, as you see coming across in the speed that they have as well. Ground ball.
Yeah, ball is loose, and it's going to stay with the Royals. They're going to try to get as many shots on goal inside the 8-meter. Now, don't be surprised if you see something beyond the 8 as well.
You may see something. Yeah, we have seen.
Yeah, they will shoot long range. You talk about guys like Max Kemp, David Gould, along with Dylan O'Rourke. Those are 3 very familiar names offensively that you got to be very aware of. There's the first shot on the way, and the first goal as Henry Wands gets on the board at 10:50, and then you add players like Wands into the act, and the next thing you know, you got more than a 3-headed monster. So Wands on the board, and that's that offense we talk about when they end up getting into the critical scoring area, Coach. It's just you can't relax as a defender.
And if you just see the release on the replay, you see the release, a very quick release, and it just as quickly as it started, you're down 1-0.
So our second face-off of the night, and already Center Grove is down in this one. The second face-off already won by Hamilton Southeastern.
How do you stop it?
I pray a lot, I guess. I'm not sure what. Other than that, you really got to step up because this team is so good, and they will not take the pedal off that gas at all. And see here again, nothing to work with once they got to that critical scoring area. And so, we'll just set it up.
I got to get this done quick. I know Brian is watching us in Ohio right now because he's doing the NC2A thing. So, hello, Brian. We do miss you, and someone is taking your seat.
Low shot. They went low, and the goal by David Gold, and just like that, it's 2-0. And, of course, we all know about Mr. Gold and the job that he has done over the last couple of years. The defending state champs off to a great start, 2-0 here early. I want to remind you that tonight's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana Boys Lacrosse Association. Any use of audio or video without the express written permission of those two entities is strictly prohibited. So a great start here for the Royals, and they've now won 3 straight face-offs. Here's where they are very dangerous. Wasn't a bad pass that time, where the ball came loose, and you'll see the Royals keeping it. They don't even worry about it. They got a nice shot that time. Might have been just off the side of the cage there, as the keeper, Max Barty, is going to have to really work maybe extra hard if he didn't get some help from some of his defenders here early. First real opportunity here now for Center Grove as they'll work the right sideline, as they are in transition back the other way. And one thing that they're going to have to do is create a lot of space to try to get some shots, as now you see the turnover there by Center Grove. The defending champions with Dylan O'Rourke. He'll work that long stick in the middle. They stay outside the 12-meter here, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. They will work behind the cage quite a bit tonight, but here's David Gold once again. Nice pass to the inside, and I think it may have gotten in just inside the upright on the left, and the goal is scored. And David Gold, I believe they're going to say he got the assist. Was it Marcus Lau who got the goal?
I think they called it on
Marcus
Lau.
Yep.
Marcus Lau.
So the goal by Marcus, the junior attacker, and it's now 3-0, and we haven't even played, Coach, 3 minutes yet.
Well, those things happen.
Center Grove is yet to win, or has yet to win, a face-off. Well, right now, Luke Williams is kind of sitting back there taking a little vacation, isn't he? They haven't gotten a chance to get down there and do anything. There's a low shot that's going to be missed.
Well, I will tell you this. He jumps up and down every single time they score a goal. Mom and Dad's back. Mom and Dad Beasley are back.
Well, they're off to a good start, by the way. 3-0.
And you were late, but we won't say anything about it.
So now Center Grove.
This is important here for Center Grove. At least come up with something this possession.
We had a girls' game last night at Park Tudor and Heritage Christian, and that was almost the same thing what we saw last night.
Very quick start.
Yeah, Heritage Christian got out to a very quick start, and by the time that maybe Park Tudor had any serious threat, it was into the third quarter, and then Heritage went on to win that one going away. As you'll see now, Center Grove work behind the cage as we come up on the 8-minute mark.
We have viewers watching. Hello, Toby.
Anybody from Switzerland like last night?
No, I don't think so.
Good look here at Cole Haas. Haas beyond the 12-meter. And then we don't talk enough about the Royals defensively, but on defense they're very solid.
They are, but I like the patient here Center Grove is having today too. You're not going to do anything, too quick. Oh, he lost the ball.
Yep, second turnover. And here come the Royals again. They'll wisely set it up. They've been very successful so far without really having to do anything in transition.
Right behind the X. Look at that.
David Gold looks to the inside, pass a little bit low.
Ground ball wins championships. We heard that last night.
Heard that a lot last night, yes, and that's going to be a turnover there by Center Grove as they're unable to clear it. As we come up on the 7-minute mark here in this opening quarter. I actually believe I see a little sunshine here, Coach.
I do see that.
You had kind of a pessimistic forecast
the
for me.
radar looked pretty bad about 5 minutes ago.
Goal to the inside, quick shot, and it went high, and Max Kemp, the catch and shoot. It'll stay here with the Royals. Boy, Kemp didn't miss that one by much, and he rarely misses that shot straight away. Behind the cage once again. Outside the 12, and you see Kemp drawing the double team.
Double team, yep.
Means somebody's probably open, and a big-time shot from 12 meters out. And Marcus Lau does it again. He has his second goal of the night, and it's 4-0. And we just said that, Coach. That's one thing. If you're going to double team Kemp, Gold, or Rourke, somebody's going to be open, and we have found now that other players are now starting to step up.
And we talked about this with Coach Beasley on Saturday when we had that rain delay. He says any of my kids can shoot and score, and they're not a little soft. I mean, that's a bullet coming in there.
Yeah, it certainly was. And so Marcus Lau with his second goal of the night. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Reynolds Farm Equipment, the leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors in Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give them a call, 317-849-0810. All 5 faceoffs have been won now by Hamilton Southeastern, and let's see if that's going to be a goal, and it will, as Dylan O'Rourke, a shot that he had to reach up and bring back down, and he scores, and O'Rourke on the board, and it's 5-0. What a start here tonight for the Royals. Watch how high the pass is from behind the cage.
I mean, he's up in the air, boys. Wow. That's how you used to play at Wyoming, isn't it?
Oh, you got that right. We were big in lacrosse at Wyoming. So now you already have 4 players that have scored here in this opening quarter.
Well, let me tell you the scoring real quick. 10:50, 10:12, 9:02, 6:35, and 6:18. We're halfway through, and it's 5-0.
But that one there between those two, it was at like 3 minutes. So they're in a little slump is what you're saying.
Goodness gracious. Mr. Beasley, that is Troy Derogowski.
In other words, we expect him to score a little quicker.
Well, okay, Homer, whatever you want.
So now the Trojans in a big hole here. They have yet really to get anything close inside, at least close to the 8-meter line at this stage. You see Sid Serum now making his move. And they'll back it out once again. Aiden Byers. Byers working one-on-one against Dean Taylor Wiley. As we come up on 5 minutes, that shot's going to be knocked down.
Off the knees.
Great job. You see right there, and we talked about it last week with Luke Williams. His reaction time is just so good. He's good laterally. He's good up and down. And we always talk about in warm-ups, as you see, here come the Royals again. They had a 2-on-1 break and the score. Guess who again? Marcus Lau, the hat trick already. Absolutely incredible. Here's the save, though. And that was smart right there for O'Rourke to get out of there.
See how he squared up to the net there, got on his knees.
Well, what do we always talk about when we're watching some of the pregame warm-ups is the coaches, they don't take it easy on Luke Williams, do they?
You mentioned it today. It was like 75 miles an hour.
Yeah, they're firing it in there every time.
Excuse me, son, get up. Let me do it one more time.
So 6-0. And another face-off won by Hamilton Southeastern. They are dominating already in the face-offs. That ball squirts loose, but it will apparently stay right here. See if that's going to be a turnover first outside the midfield circle, and that's their first turnover of the night. And here come the Trojans. Morris looking to pass inside. Ball's going to be knocked out. We have a flag from behind. Morris was looking to hit his teammate right next to the goal, and they're going to say, well, looks like we may have a check on this one. Let's see if that's going to go against Center Grove, and I think it will. Looks like that's number 2, Sam Johnson. It looks like Johnson is heading to the sidelines, and also number 18 there for Hamilton Southeastern, which is Jack Fisher, the defensive senior. And it will be...
Oh, this is on Hamilton Southeastern.
Yeah, so they ended up losing Fisher, so there'll be a man down here. Let's see if Center Grove can take advantage of it as we come up on the 4-minute mark. And so now you see that Hamilton Southeastern will have to play zone here. Trojans look for the hard pass inside, stolen away. That's great quickness on defense there for HSE. And now they'll go on offense, and they've got an opportunity. Gold goes low and scores again. Short-handed as well. And that's right there. That's a perfect example, Coach, of how their transition, if you turn it over, they will beat you back quickly.
They just came out to play. My goodness. Coach says inclement weather. Let's
Hurry.
get this done.
Yeah, get it over with.
Wow.
6 face-offs won already by Hamilton Southeastern.
6 face-off wins and 7 goals.
Now 7-7. So now the Royals back on offense once again. Today's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group. They're in business to create a better future for you, your family, and for the community we share. They can match you with the right career or hire the right candidate for your company. Give them a call, 317-472-7600. Nice move to the inside, low shot. Good save this time by Barty. Great move that time by Kyle Jenkins, the midi. An early 7-0 lead is Oliver McGrain able to get by the defender at midfield. Nathan Yoder. And he's going to get checked.
He is definitely going to get checked. Excuse me. I'm checking and see if you got pads on. Yeah. Oh, you don't? Okay, great.
Yeah, Jenkins back in there for the Royals as we are under 3 minutes here in the opening period, and it's been all Royals to this point. Only seen a couple of shots on goal so far here for the Trojans in this first quarter. That is Sam Johnson looking for an opening. Again, the work behind the cage. Ball is loose, and there's another turnover.
And just look at the fast break, so to speak, if you will. I mean, he just comes out with the ball, gets behind it.
Well, one thing about if you look at Williams, too, he didn't panic with the defender on him either. And he was able to find Graham Toner here on the near side, and they're able to work it back into scoring position once again, just outside the 8. Now they'll penetrate. Low shot, knocked down. Good save there by Barty.
2 good saves.
That high pass near midfield. Going down on the turf is Evan Swan, and here come the Trojans. See if they can get their first goal. That's going to be a shot. Looked like that may have hit the side of the net. Wasn't a great angle that time, but
great
Williams
shot, though.
is there.
I mean, pretty quick shot here. Anytime you got to get off a shot, you got to get it off.
Less than 90 now here in the first quarter. Offsides called there against Hamilton Southeastern. Changes on both sides as we are under a minute 20, minute 11 now to be exact here in the opening period. Let's see if the Trojans can get on the board. against a Hamilton Southeastern team, when you're down 7, that's a big mountain to climb.
Yes, sir.
Right now you're seeing a lot of new faces in there. Nate Cooper has checked in. He is a defenseman there for Hamilton Southeastern. Cooper is just a junior. A lot of these players.
Well, they have a young ball club. They have a nucleus of seniors, but a fairly young ball club.
Yeah, a lot of guys getting some varsity experience already this year that's going to help them down the road, as we've seen time and time
Well, they
again.
understand the program. They know the program.
Yeah, they know exactly what to expect. Shot's going to go low. Saved there by Williams.
Got a flag.
That shot by Sam Johnson stops the clock at 19.4 seconds remaining in the opening period of play.
30-second penalty on the Royals. Center Grove, man up.
That penalty will go against the Royals, so now Center Grove will be a man up here. We have seen this. In fact, the last time they were a man up,
they scored.
They turned it over, and then Hamilton Southeastern went down and scored very quickly.
Referee showing them the ball. Hey, I have the ball over here.
It's over here, guys.
It's over here. It's that swipe thing.
Which you say it's gold, and the girls would say it's really yellow.
That's what the coach told me to call it.
All right.
Gold.
Here's Stiles. They'll have to work quick. They'll bring it to the outside. Aiden Byers, and around the 12-meter line. They got 4 seconds to go. They're going to run out of time, but then they'll get something right here. Williams able to knock that one down again on a low shot attempted out front. We will head to period number 2. It's all HSE leading at 7-0.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
High school lacrosse on IndianaSRN, brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374, where they represent highly skilled and motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication in the state of Indiana. When you need a safe, dependable workforce, you can count on Boilermaker Local 374. Right now, already a hat trick on the board. Marcus Lau's had a nice night already with those 3 goals. David Gould has 2. Also on the board, Henry Wands had one earlier, and Dylan O'Rourke also a goal. And then, of course, how about the play of Luke Williams? He's stopping everything.
How'd you like my stats? My stats did pretty well that quarter.
Yeah, did a great job.
Thank
and
you.
We'll pass those along in the Morales Group postgame show. You'll
Sure.
have time of possession one. We've got face-offs, turnovers. What else are you going to have for us? Assists.
How many times?
How do you keep all that so well on that piece of paper right there?
It's just amazing the things I can do. It's the brain.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right, it has been all Hamilton Southeastern in the face-offs. They lead at 7-0.
I would tell you it's the Purdue education, but I didn't go to Purdue.
Where did you go?
Yeah.
Indiana what? What was it called then?
Indiana Central.
Indiana Central.
Back in the day.
Which is now
University of Indianapolis.
Yes, there you go. By the way, after that penalty in the first period, it'll be HSE with the first possession of the second quarter. And, of course, we'll see
full strength
back in, and David Gould is back in. Looks like there is Marcus Lau here on the near side, where he's had already success here in the first half. The other night when Hamilton Southeastern was leading 9-1 at that stage, we got a little bit of everything. We just saw them in the half set, and there's an early goal already in period number 2 on the right side with a left-hand shot.
Henry Wands.
Is that Henry again? I think that's 26. Yeah, it was Jenkins.
Okay.
Yeah, so I looked down. I thought it was Kyle Jenkins. So
Sorry about that, Kyle.
So Jenkins gets on the board.
The 5th Royal who has scored.
Yeah, Kyle Jenkins Jr. You think about Marcus Laua Jr. These guys, when you lose a player like O'Rourke, you'll have Gold back next year, but you're going to lose Kemp. But, man, there's some pretty nice players to still be bringing along, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So, again, the face-off
won
by HSC, and they will an errant pass, but it will be picked up by the Royals as they make a couple of changes as well. And here is Max Kemp, and, of course, he can explode at any time, and he fires low just wide to the left. He was just outside the 8-meter.
My turn.
My turn, yeah. Well, listen, they're defending champions for a reason. They had, I'm sure, going into that championship game last year, they'd lost to Carmel earlier in the season, in the regular season. That will bounce to the right. Jake Cuxhausen in the lineup as well. But they came back and they won that state title. I know you were here that day. We had the girls and I think boys at the same time.
Yeah.
But I thought it was an impressive win in their second meeting. Good look behind the cage once again.
We have the dates of the state tournament that we will broadcast for you.
Oh, plus we have a lot of other games that you want to kind of tune in. Left-hand shot. And once again, it's going to be number 26, Kyle Jenkins. So now Jenkins on the board at 10:26. That's a heck of a left-handed shot, isn't it?
You know, if you're the goalie right now, you're just going, man, I need some help, fellas. Look at this. I mean, that ball goes right to your head.
Yeah, that's hard to see. So for Max Barty, it's been a long evening already, and yet another face-off won by HSC, and there's another goal. That was Max Kemp probably felt, wait a minute, I haven't gotten into the act yet. It's
well, you
my
haven't
turn.
given me the ball.
So Kemp gets on the board. How quickly was that scored? It was 10:19.
It was 10:26. That was at 10:19.
So it took him 7 seconds to score their 10th goal. Right there. You don't see much faster than that.
No. Well, Jerry, you know, back in the day when he played for Culver, they called him Rapid Fire.
Did they?
Oh, yeah.
He set all the records up there.
I think
Culver,
he still holds them.
Yeah.
1970, and he's held them.
No comment on that one. Here is Dylan O'Rourke as we come up on 10 minutes here in the first half. O'Rourke pass a little bit high, picked up by David Gold. And now the maneuver to the inside, and there is Ben Speckman. We're going to run out of room if they keep adding guys to score here. So Speckman on the board. He is just a freshman. And that came at 9:59. Take another look at it right here. Yeah, right there for Max Barty. He's just about a split second behind in the reaction of those shots. But the one thing to notice a lot about HSC is they don't need to stop and plant themselves to score. I mean, they're very good off the pass.
How many
they're
have
very
they won?
good at just,
How many face-offs have they won?
10.
10.
Almost another one there by David Gold. Again, they're on the run and they can score and pass. It just is quite a machine. As you see, Owen Morris bringing it back the other way here for the Trojans. Down 11-0 here in the second. Any guess at halftime or what do you got going?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Nobody wanted to, or you just didn't go find anybody, or what? Yeah. Yeah, if you spend so much time at the concession stand, we might have a guest at halftime. You want to comment about that? Got something in your throat, do you? Okay. So it'll be Center Grove.
I'll let you know after a timeout.
Whether you have a guest or not?
I'm looking at one right now.
Okay. I have a feeling that we're not going to have a guest at halftime. Turnover here by Center Grove, unofficially number 6 on the board.
Whoa, safe at home plate. Oh, he gets it. That's amazing.
Cohen
Timeout.
O'Grady. Timeout on the field. 8:39 here in the second. It's 11-0 HSE. Big play here for Mount Vernon. Ertl looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw. Boy, what a stick, huh? Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board. Girls 10, okay, 10, 12 and boys.
And it's 10.
Back once again here as you take a look at the Trojans bench as they trail it 11-0. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper have been the trusted allies for all your inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation needs. For more information, give them a call, 317-396-1023. After the game, the Morales Group post-game show, and we'll be naming the Piper Logistics Player of the Game. Possible rare turnover here for HSE tonight, and it will not be. Again, when you get to 12, it'll be a running clock as you see a nice passing. Kemp went low, blocked there by Barty. And that's the passing we see. They don't even mind passing into traffic. They've been so good at passing. Almost.
Oh, almost got it.
Oh, Kemp was there ready to get an empty netter. Ball loose at midfield. It will stay with Center Grove as they're trying to get on the board for the first time here tonight.
Look how quick defense got back.
So now let's see if the Trojans can get themselves into scoring position. It has not been an easy task. They have not really had a whole lot of shots on goal so far here this evening as they will work behind the cage. Nice move to the inside, and they do get on the board for the first time. Scoring will be Sid Serum, number 25. So their first one comes at 7:23 of the second period, and that makes it 11-1.
Nice shot by Sid.
Yeah, very rare breakdown there on that left side for Hamilton Southeastern. Generally, you don't see very many teams able to get behind the cage and find themselves any opportunity to get a wide open look, as that'll be another face-off won by Hamilton Southeastern. But still a comfortable 10-goal lead here in the second period. Kyle Jenkins has had the hot hand of late, and he has control here to the near side. He gets the pick there by Max Kemp, and it'll be Kemp once again. We mentioned we have a ton of games still ahead of us on IndianaSRN as Kemp lost it, even takes a check and holds on.
Our next game for Hamilton Southeastern will be March 29th.
Nice move by Gold. You got to keep an eye on him as he reverses direction, throws to the outside. Kemp, that a big-time shot right there is going to be knocked away. Boy, and Kemp had a lot of zing on that one again, didn't he?
A little bit of juice.
Under 6:30 to go. Of course, the state championship games will be right here at HSE.
Last week of May.
Once again, near side, it'll be Jenkins.
How long is halftime?
Jenkins inside the 12-meter. Nice spin. Looks behind the cage, and a low shot will be knocked away as Gold can't get it to go. Barty will get the save on that one. Somebody ended up losing a stick right there. Stick just came loose. There was nothing, no
there was
penalty
contact there, but yeah.
It's like a pretty good stick check that ended up dislodging the stick for Center Grove, so it'll be Jenkins now. Goal to give him a screen right there. He does. The pass out and then ready to shoot was Cuxhausen. Only problem was he didn't have the ball.
You do need the ball to score,
yeah,
right?
you got to have that. So he took his eye off it for just a moment, and now they'll reset it. And this is, again, where they'll lull you to sleep, and they'll use several different players to go down the lane. But this time, Gold's going to get the double team. Got to the 8-meter, then fires it, sidearm, and score. That's his third of the day, so he has the hat trick. Now, what you notice there with David Gold is he kind of stopped, and I think that for Max Barty was thinking he's probably going to pass it off, and the next thing you know, that quick release and the snap caught him off guard. The lead back to 12-1. We can't see where he is right there, but you can kind of tell when you watched him come around that side of the cage where he just delayed a little bit, and I think that caught Barty thinking that he was going to pass it to a teammate. So now you have Marcus Lau. Watch this. He stops and then boom.
Oh, look how quick that shot was.
Yeah, he does that sidearm really well. Another face-off one. It's 12-0 in face-offs here tonight for Hamilton Southeastern. Kemp, who has a goal here in the second period. He, along with Marcus Lau, still in the lineup, as is David Gold. They're trying to solidify this win and pick up their fourth of the season. Good look, and the bounce, nothing there. Cody Lockheed in the lineup, just a freshman getting an opportunity to play, had a low shot.
Lost a stick again.
Yep. And we have a whistle and a push called against HSE.
Lost that. When you lose that long stick, man, it's hard to find that thing on the ground when you're down on the ground like that.
Well, especially when everybody's
pushing
knocking you down, and that's part of the game too, right?
Yes,
so,
sir.
Got to be ready for the physical side of it. As we've gotten under 4:20 to go here in the second quarter. And right now, the Trojans being patient on offense. You look at that defense here by HSE. They're all inside the 12-meter, all but one inside the 8, so it's really tough to find room. And this time, a nice pass, and then the score. It's going to be number 5, which is Jake Stiles. So Stiles on the board, and that makes it now 12-2. 3:59 to go here in the second period. That was one of the better passes you're going to see that they will do is when you look behind the cage and Stiles able to get open on that left side. So for Center Grove, they're hanging in there. I mean,
yes, sir.
They're not letting this thing get to the point where it gets to 12 and that running clock being a factor here in the first half.
Key of this is not to quit. Anything can happen in this game quick.
Face off one again by the Royals. Jenkins quickly working it into the critical scoring area, and that shot, a left-handed snapshot by David Gold, is off the mark. But HSE will keep it. That's where the Royals, again, are very patient They love to score quickly, but they don't mind also setting things up, and that's going to be a shot, left-hand shot, no good by Henry Wands, and a nice save there by Barty.
Boy, the wind has picked up because the goalposts are shaking like crazy.
Yeah, the wind continues to blow out of the south. Today, by the way, is, if I'm not mistaken, is it the first day of spring or the last day of winter?
Uh-huh.
One of them. We'll know tomorrow when it's tomorrow. And then it's going to drop into the 30s, I hear.
Yeah. It's supposed to snow this weekend.
Lovely.
Well, it's basketball. Semi-state basketball.
Semi-state basketball, so it's time to snow. So now the Trojans down by 10. They've had success in their offense here in the second quarter, as we're playing under 3 minutes remaining. Defense tightening up a little bit behind the cage there for HSC. Graham Toner is one of those that'll be instrumental defensively this year for HSC. Nice move back to the inside. Outside the 12 as the Trojans trying to work it offensively. Boy, you got those long stick defensemen, too, slapping away and trying to get a stick check on as much as they can and disrupt the offense, and that's exactly what they did right there, forcing the turnover. Jack Fisher quickly back into the offensive side of things at a low shot. Nice save by Barty. Marcus Lau was looking for his fourth goal, but a good adjustment by Barty. And looks like we have a timeout here by Center Grove. 1:38 remaining before halftime. It's 12-2.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Vertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as...
That sounds terrible.
Back once again here at Hamilton Southeastern. It's a 12-2 contest. Tonight's game brought to you by Dynamark. If you're looking to elevate your brand, choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. They've been serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service. Give them a call at 317-328-2555. The rain so far has held off. That's good news. We just need to get into the second half and start the clock, and it becomes an official game.
Okay.
That's what... Isn't that right? I'm asking you a question.
Yes, Mr. Beasley. Yes, Coach Beasley. That's what he told us.
All right.
And the rain is to the south of us.
I didn't mean to interrupt your stat keeping. I just thought I'd ask.
Well, I was writing my book.
I know.
Chapter 4.
So now the Trojans, after the timeout, see what they can set up here defensively. Good check there by Graham Toner. Toner will not let you get by him easily. Short stick defenseman there for HSE. Now this would be big here for Center Grove to get on the board, make it 12-3 going into the half. That is Serum behind the cage. He'd scored one other time coming off the left side. Now under a minute remaining. One thing they don't want to do is give it back to the Royals. They know the Royals can transition quickly. That one is a little bit wide to the right, and it will be HSE hustling after it.
The goalie gets that.
He's fast. He read it well and was able to get out in front of the cage as that one all the way into Center Grove territory and scooped up there by David Gold. Gold to the inside and a quick shot and score, Marcus Lau, and give Gold the assist. Wow. Now, what did I just say? Center Grove did not want to give it back to them because of how quickly they can score. And they did exactly that. There's another look at. That's just, that's not even fair for Barty because Barty's left one-on-one.
Well, the amazing thing is the pass that went from and Gould caught it on a hop.
Yeah.
And found it.
Took off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to describe when it happened that quick.
Well, it's going to happen again because there's another face-off win. Unofficially 14-0 in face-offs here today for Hamilton Southeastern.
Down to 24 seconds.
And this doesn't bother the Royals at all because we know they can score quickly. Let's see what play they're going to set up here as you see Max Kemp. Kemp inside the 12. Long shot. It went a little bit high, but Kemp kind of shows you the firepower he has. 10.1. It stays with the Royals. That's Gold working a nice juke to the inside. Pass and the score. Yes. Another assist by Gold. And the goal by 26, Kyle Jenkins, his second. They're making you and me look pretty smart.
I guess so.
I mean, that was as quick as you can get. And look out, that juke move right there did it. And I think
he opened it up.
Yeah, Barty thought he was going to shoot it. And then when Barty committed, there was no defenseman on that side to help to stop the score there by Kyle Jenkins. 7 different players have scored here in the first half. And a long shot wide, and that's going to do it for the first half. All Hamilton Southeastern. They lead this one 14-2.
I'm sorry, not the concession booth.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Once again here at Hamilton Southeastern. Coach, it's been a dominating first half.
Well, let me just tell you the goals.
All right.
It started out with Harry Wands at 10:50, then David Gold at 10:12, Mark Lau 9:2, Dylan O'Reilly at 6:18, David Gould at 3:55, Marcus Lau at 6:35, and at 5 minutes. That's 7-0 at the end of one.
Right.
At the second quarter, Kyle Jenkins scores 2 at 11:20 and 10:26. Max Kemp 10:19. Ben Speckman at 9:59. David Gould at 5:19. Marcus Lau again at 37. And Kyle Jenkins at 2.9 gave you 14. The 2 goals for Center Grove. Sid Simon at 7:23 and Jake Stiles at 3:59. And there's the score, 14-2. 14-0 on the face-off unofficially. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different people on goals.
And turnover department, only 2 tonight by Hamilton Southeastern and 7 tonight by the Trojans. So a dominating performance by the defending state champions as they will attempt to go to 4-0 on the season.
And the goalie has played very well. He's had 3 or 4 shots on goals, has given up to. But I tell you what, his goal, he dives on the ground. He's everywhere. Communications, we hear communications up here all the time. Other players trying to communicate with him, and here's one of the goals right here, late in the half. I mean, just a great give and go.
Yeah, and that defender came over and left that wing wide open. So again, your halftime score at 14-2, and that's maybe the best move you're going to see of anybody right there. And that was, of course, David Gold, who ended up getting the assist, another assist in the first half.
And lacrosse is one of the sports that IndianaSRN has been doing. This is I think our 4th or 5th year doing it. If you're interested in having your team on the network, all you have to do is contact us at coach@IndianaSRN.org. Got girls on the bracket. We got guys on the bracket. Next time we're here is March 29th. Check us out, coach@IndianaSRN.org.
And, of course, we'll be down in Bloomington for the Illinois-Indiana game next week as well.
We're everywhere.
Everywhere. Want to remind you tonight's game brought to you in part by Highway Safety Services. You do what you do. We'll keep you safe doing it. Give them a call at 765-446-1502. Second half action coming up in a moment here on IndianaSRN.
Brian Chrisman joins me today. And Brian, talk a little bit about the winter and Wheeler Mission and how important it is for people to help Wheeler Mission, because winter means homeless and homeless means people in the cold. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we really serve a lot of people year round, no matter what the weather is, right? And so we serve anywhere from 700 to 900 people who are experiencing homelessness every single night. But when winter hits, that can become life or death. So if you're stuck out in the cold, happens every year. IMPD will find people out in the cold and encourage them to come in. But if they don't catch them in time, I mean, again, life and death. And so it's vital that our doors are open. And so we do that. Our staff shows up every day to make sure our doors are open. We serve 1,000 meals a day plus every single day. That's a nice, warm, nutritious meal. Donors provide that. Donors provide our food, coffee, something hot to drink. You know, donors provide that. So there's a lot of opportunities to get involved at Wheeler to make sure we can get through winter, or to work at Wheeler. We need staff, and so we're always looking for staff to get us through the winter time. We spread ourselves thin during winter, making sure that anybody can find space, and so we have bed capacities. For sure, but we go beyond that every winter to make sure that the city has an option for people who are experiencing homelessness in the dead of winter.
Schools out there that are watching this program with our reach, maybe they want to do a sock drive, or they want to do a sweatshirt drive. They can contact our office at IndianaSRN, or they can contact you. Where's a contact, or who would be a contact that maybe we want to do a sock drive? I think that would be a great idea for SRN to start one of those sock drives. How would that? What does that look like?
Yeah, so if you go to wheelermission.org, we have our needs lists that are right there on our website. Those change sometimes in the winter, but there are some needs that are pretty much continual when it comes to hygiene items, when it comes to warm items to get us through the winter. So when you're talking about coats, especially bigger sizes for people that come through, we want to make sure a lot of people that come to our mission, they come with the clothes on their back, right? And so we need to make sure they have something to wear during their stay with us, and which could be for a few weeks, could be for a couple months. And so go to our website, wheelermission.org. You can donate directly there, whether it's a financial donation or you can look at our needs list. You can even find drop-off locations. You can drop it off at some of the barns that we have around the city, or come right down to Wheeler Mission, drop it off right there. But we need this community's support. So greatest thing about Indianapolis is it is a generous community.
Yes.
It is a community that steps up when there's a need. And there's 1,700 homeless individuals in our community. That number has risen 5% just over the last year. Wheeler Mission is the main place for those individuals to go, has been since 1893, over 130 years. And so support that ministry so that those doors can be open, making sure that every man, woman, and child that needs to come inside can come inside and not only get warm, but get nutritious meals, food, shelter, and care. And so beyond that, we take them through a whole journey of program to make sure that they come out our back door different people. But the first things first, right? Get them fed and get them warm and get them safe.
Since it's basketball season and we cover over 300 games a year on Indiana SRN, we challenge our basketball teams and our basketball programs to get involved. There are meals that need to be served. Tell our teams out there how they can help and serve meals.
Yeah, no better way to really open your eyes to the community's needs than to stand in front of people who are desperately in need and hand them a meal, hand them what they're asking for that day. So great group opportunity is to volunteer at Wheeler, Michigan. You can go to wheelervolunteer.org. You can sign up a group. It can take an hour and a half to come down and serve a lunch. You can get 12, 15 people involved in that, a dinner. Come down either at our men's shelter or our women's shelter. It's a really cool experience for teams, not only to help in a way that you're making a difference, but to see the people that you're helping, right? To hand a meal to someone and smile and say hi to someone literally in their darkest moment, right? So
best assist they can ever make.
Oh yeah,
is to serve a meal.
That's a good point. It's a slam dunk.
It's a slam dunk, exactly. For Indiana SRN, this is Keith Myers.
Back once again here at Hamilton Southeastern High School. There you see the halftime score, 14-2 is your score. And, of course, now in the second half, it'll be, if I'm not mistaken, a running clock. Anytime, though, that goes back down below 12, it goes back to stoppage clock.
That's correct.
Thank you.
You're smart.
Aren't I, though? That Wyoming math will do you wonders.
I'm
Look where it got me today. You know.
Yeah, you got here on time today, too.
I did get on time. I left really early, by the way.
Well, the helicopter, I know it had problems landing.
Yeah,
but
it got me here on time.
Yeah. Now, are you taking that back tonight?
Yeah, from the helipad right over there.
Yeah, and you're going to Dayton? You're going to do the second game in Dayton?
No, I should. Well, yeah, I'm going to have to wait till the second game,
okay.
Aren't I? Yeah.
Where are you sitting?
Courtside.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You get some great seats.
I know. It's great. Wait till the regional shows up here in Indy.
Yeah?
Be courtside again.
Speaking of basketball,
yes,
Indiana SRN's busy this weekend in basketball.
At the semi-state down in Seymour.
Our second home.
Yes,
we love Seymour.
Been there a lot. We'll have both in the morning games, afternoon game, and then we'll have the championship game at 8 o'clock that night.
I hear that Tony Donahue is going to work with you in the morning, and in Cruz Martin with me on the championship game.
That's right.
So you're going home between games after the steak dinner, right?
After the steak dinner.
The meal?
Yes.
Yeah. I hear we're going to go somewhere other than Country Corral.
Well, you know, the last two times we decided to go somewhere to eat steak dinner, where did we end up?
Applebee's. We're not going to say that on the air because the Shelbyville people are listening. Here we go.
All right. Face off here in the third. And for the first time tonight, Center Grove has won a face-off. Let's see if they can now get on the board here in this third period of play. They go on the attack immediately inside the 12, and they got shoved out. Great job that time by Kyle Jenkins, who very physical, able to push the offensive player back outside that 12-meter. Nathan Yoder working behind the cage as the Trojans try to get that lead back under 12, because we talked about it last night a couple of times when we had the girls game. They got it under 10 and stops the clock and gives maybe a little bit more of an opportunity for your team to maybe not feel so much pressure to try to stop that clock. That is Aiden Byers now. Byers winds and fires and scores. Long range by Byers. So that's what the doctor ordered right there. Byers gets his first goal, and now the lead down to 11. That thing, I tell you what, he was maybe very, very close to 12 meters by the time he ended up shooting that one, and that was a heck of a shot.
It was.
They got by Luke Williams. You know, you got to remember a lot of times for the goalie, he could be basically taken out of the picture from a viewer standship. He really can't see maybe where that shot was, and that might have been the case that time for Williams if a defender or one of the other offensive players got in his view, as now HSE back on the attack with an 11-goal lead as a work behind the cage, and they bulldoze better than anybody. When you speak of bulldozing, that's what HSE does well from behind the cage, but they didn't have to this time. That'll be Kemp on the far sideline. Diving inside the 12 and firing on their run and the goal, and just like that, the answer right back. That's going to be Henry Wands again. Wands gets his second, and he is a little bit slow getting up, but he's going to be okay. And Wands catching, diving, and firing long range, and he gets his second of the day, and the lead is back to 12. Wow.
Just like that.
That was about as hard of a shot as you're going to see, especially with Wands falling down to the turf and was still able to get the score. He was going to win this face-off as they battle for it, and it will go over to Center Grove. So Trojans will have it as they trail it now 15-3 here in the second. They're going to work quickly, and that shot's going to be deflected. And that'll roll out of bounds on the far side. It'll stay here with Center Grove. They will play the JV game after this varsity contest, and the reason they moved the game ahead is because of the threat of thunderstorms, and they want to make sure to get this one in. We didn't want to have the same thing happen as it did the other night against Evansville Memorial.
A lot of games going on tonight.
That is Byers. Byers trying to get by Graham Toner, which is not an easy thing to do. Left-hand shot and the score. And Center Grove coming right back. That'll be Jake Stiles getting his second of the night. And they've crept back to within 11. You know, this reminds me a little bit of our girls' game last night. As you see this goal here, a left-hand shot. Now, by the way, Luke Williams is not in. That is Jack Einan, who is now the keeper. So Jack is in for Luke Williams. They're going to give him a chance to get a little bit of work in here tonight with the big 11-goal lead. You know, you like to give your backup players a chance to get some playing time in a varsity. Yeah, you got to see what they can do when the lights are on. Good look here at David Gold.
Man, that win has picked up.
Nothing there as we'll see a change here in the lineup now for HSE as they go on the attack once again. That's going to be Max Kemp. And they are in no hurry right now. Speckman out front. Speckman got a goal earlier. Now they'll go on the attack. Here they come inside the 12, turning. Nothing there again for Speckman. Here's Kemp. Kemp, little one-on-one action here. He lost it on his way inside. And a scramble for the loose ball. Turnover there by HSE.
Good defense there by Center Grove.
Coming up in 8 minutes. Here come the Trojans. Their offense is picked up here in this second half. Good save. Ball loose and a turnover at midfield. So again, the Trojans back on the attack once again. See the Trojans really slowing things down here in the third. They know how valuable each and every possession is. Nice pass to the inside and the goal. Sam Johnson.
That's the Trojans' goal by number 2, Sam Johnson. Assisted by number 4, James Solomon.
So Johnson on the board. It's now 15-5. We've got a timeout as the Royals will take this timeout. They lead at 15-5.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Officially Human. Their mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and the court. Do your part and practice good sportsmanship. If we don't have officials, we don't play. HSE leads at 15-5 here in the third. Last goal there by Sam Johnson. He's one now of 4 players who've been able to score here tonight for Center Grove. Once again with Jack Einon in goal. Einon is a junior who will take over next year for Luke Williams, and that'll be the third face-off won now by Center Grove. They were shut out in that department in the first half.
They have played a very good third quarter.
Yeah, they seem to be a little more aggressive. I mean, I was going to mention that. That's what we saw last night from Park Tudor when they fell down. It's going to stay here with the Trojans. And when they got more aggressive last night,
they played better.
And I think they even played looser. So now Trojans back on the attack once again.
Much less pressure.
In the line of Kellen Decker. He wears number 40 for Center Grove. That'll be Sam Johnson at the top. Near the 8-meter, they're working behind the cage. Let's see if they can bulldoze their way to finding another goal. Good defense here by HSE. Coming up on 6 minutes remaining. Turning was Johnson, got double teamed. Ball is loose, 50-50 ball. Who's going to pick this one up? Eventually, it looks like it'll be Center Grove, but the ball came loose again. We got a lot of shoving going on, and the official will finally blow it dead.
That's my ball. No, it's your ball.
I think they may get, not sure who they got the push on there. May have gone against HSE, and it looks like it's going to be against number 22, which is Vince Putnam, the sophomore.
A little aggressive.
Hard not to be when you're in that kind of a scrum, isn't it? You try to, it's more of a survival mode.
You're protecting everything.
Yes. I can imagine what your shins look like after you get out of that. Knowing you'd be the kind of guy that wouldn't even go for the ball. You'd be hitting me on the shins, wouldn't you?
No, I'm not that way.
Sure you're not.
Only in basketball.
That's Troy's knee right there. Let's take a shot at it. Long-range shot from 12. Good save. Enyon there. Byers, long range from 12. Pass intended for O'Rourke. Turnover number 5 now for HSE. Here come the Trojans. Sidearm is going to be knocked down. Stiles looking for the hat trick. Another good save as that's going to ricochet off the upright. Jack Einon getting his
back to full strength.
Yeah, they're, by the way, also giving him plenty of practice here in the third.
Well, the practice he got before the game today was vicious.
Yeah, both of them get it. Don't take it easy on anybody. Serum tried to look to the inside. Ball again loose. As we've made it under 4 minutes in the third, it still is a 10-goal lead now for Hamilton Southeastern. I don't know about you, but I don't see a cloud really in the sky. Is there one little one over here? What happened to the weather?
There it is, right there.
Okay, so there it is. It's on the radar, but I don't see it anywhere.
It's about 20 minutes away.
Okay. So you tell me I'm speaking too soon? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Give him a call for more information at 317-894-7000. Trojans trying to get on the board here in the third. They trail it by 10. That is Aiden Byers. Byers trying to find an opening. Had to go by one of his teammates who had fallen to the turf. That was Stiles. This is Decker. Decker getting chased as well. That double team is forcing Center Grove to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker maybe than they want to. You know, the longer you hold it a lot of times on offense, the more chance you have to turn it over, too. You got to get some shots going here pretty quick. They'll go behind Cage. Cole Haas makes his move back to the outside. They've taken a lot of time off the clock. Misplaying that one is Decker, and a turnover right there by Center Grove. That's number 8. Here's Cooper. Back to the inside. Nice passing. They went 1-2, and another pass that went behind Marcus Lau. Otherwise, that would have been a beautiful play. 6 turnovers now by HSC as Morris heading back the other way in transition. Good successful clear that time by Center Grove to get them back into scoring position as they will work outside the 12-meter.
Under 120.
Well, even when you're down by 10, there's a lot of things you can work on, and I think that maybe at this stage, Center Grove, that's exactly what they're doing. But look, they're getting chased way outside the 35-yard line and going the wrong way. Decker, far side. Yeah, they've had a lot of time of possession the last 2 times they've had the ball. There's a sidearm shot and good. Soderdahl will score. That is James Soderdahl. He's on the board for the first time. So that is the 5th different player to score now for Center Grove, and they trail it now 15-6 as we're in the waning moments of the third period. But they have really, speaking of the Trojans, have played better here in the third quarter. And I don't believe we'll get another face-off in time as that clock coming up to its final seconds. We have come to the end of period number 3. We head to the 4th. It's Hamilton Southeastern 15, Center Grove 6.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Get a Gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. A guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Back here at Hamilton Southeastern, tonight's game brought to you in part by Aspen Creek Grill. If you're looking for amazing fresh food, servers that genuinely care about service, make sure you go to Aspen Creek Grill. 2 locations. Where are they?
Noblesville, which is 7 minutes from us, and Greenwood. Went down to Greenwood the other day.
How was it?
It was delicious. It was really good, and that my dinner was free as well, which was even made it really nice.
Made it really taste better, didn't it?
Mike Bennett did a nice job for me.
And by the way, with the NCAA tournament going on, be a great place to go watch the games.
24 screens.
There you go. Last play-in games are tonight. Then we get underway big time tomorrow, all day long. Your Boilermakers play tomorrow?
Yes, 12:40.
All right. Face-off won by HSC, and they're going to go immediately in the attack mode, and they'll score. That was quick. Number 16, Nick Weber. Weber just figured, you know what? I'm going to get this thing and go, and he did. By the way, the backup keeper is in the lineup now for Center Grove. That is Dylan Miller, number 55. So both teams have gone to their backup keeper. Right now a face-off lead by HSC. They have 16-3 by Center Grove, and now make it 4. They've been much better in the second half. And that ball will cross the line, and I believe it is a goal. And within seconds, they come right back. That's going to be Soderdahl once again. He's got 2 in a row. He and Stiles each with 2 now for the Trojans. It's now 16-7. Now that might be one of the quickest 1-2 goals we have seen by each team in quite some time. We're talking about doing that within a minute or so, maybe even less.
Yeah, less than a minute. 55 seconds. How's that?
That is very quick.
Thank you.
So face-off opportunity again here for HSC, and they will win that face-off. That is Nick Weber. Weber last time went the distance and ended up getting his first of the night. As the work behind the goal, this is Lau. Good look here near side to Max Kemp. Kemp is probably thinking, I like to get maybe 2 more. Get into the flow of things here.
The flow of things.
But there's been so many different players that have scored tonight for HSC. That's a nice save. That might actually hit off the post there.
Yep.
That's a big-time shot that just missing. As the Trojans back the other way, and we've got I think he went out of bounds on the far side. He did. Turnover there for Center Grove. And here come the Royals once again. They will make you very tired on defense. If you're not back,
I'm tired
you got to
now.
sprint. I know you are. It's been a tough one for you tonight. Here's Kemp behind the cage once again. Kemp fires and misses. That one might have hit the cage as well. As we'll go the other way. Big-time check right there by Kyle Jenkins. Jenkins is a midi, but he plays more like a defenseman sometimes.
Like a linebacker. Oh,
big-time turnover. 10 now for Center Grove as Max Kemp able to reach up and get the takeaway. We head the other way once again. The Trojans will have it at 8:37. One thing about both teams in the fourth quarter, though the score may be a 9-goal lead, they continue to hit hard and hustle, don't they?
That's what you want, because both of these teams, Center Grove will be here late in the year.
Yeah.
They had an off game tonight, but they're a good ball club. Don't count them out.
Yeah, they've only played 2
games.
Their third game. It's a little hard to
judge a
team that early, yeah. And it'll be a great learning experience for them when you play the defending champions here, which most teams don't win here. So it's a hard place to play, and that's going to be a nice save. The shot was low there by Soderdahl. He was trying to get the hat trick. He would have scored 3 straight here in the second half.
This is another game that you put in your helmet to remember late in the year.
Ball is loose. Kemp going for it. Also going for was David Gould, who was checked back into the lineup as we're down to 7:30 to go.
These are games the coach likes to keep in the helmet, remind you how the games were, especially if you draw them in the tournament.
One thing about this, too, is you don't know what the weather is going to be like in the next few days. When it's going to get colder, is that you say, well, why maybe is Gold back in, Kemp still in? Is that it's still a conditioning thing. We're still early in the year, and they've got that trip to Michigan to deal with.
I think that's Saturday, is it not?
I believe it is, and it's going to be cold. They're going to think tonight was a tropical night, probably compared to that. So we understand we're about 30 minutes away from lightning, so we're in good shape. At this stage, Kemp takes the check beyond the 12, makes a nice move. He's off balance behind the back pass. They got it behind the cage. That was a great pass by Kemp. They'll go back to the outside. And once again, Gould, look at that passing and a score. Gould will get another assist, and that was just great passing, and it'll be Kyle Jenkins, the hat trick tonight for HSE. Now, that's kind of what you're used to seeing when you see O'Rourke and Gould and Kemp, and then they get Lowen involved, they get Jenkins involved, and these guys, that passing that's textbook right there.
They're fun to watch that way.
They are. But how about the behind-the-back pass you saw by Kemp to keep that thing alive? So now 17-7. We've made it under the 6-minute mark. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. If you'd like more information or to volunteer, give them a call, 317-686-6239. So Center Grove back on the attack once again as they will fall to 2-1 in the season. HSE, glad they started this game earlier. If we're only 30 minutes away from lightning time, they will go to 4-0. The original game was set to start at 8 o'clock. But they were able to move this one up, which will benefit both these teams to get these games in.
Smart decision by the coaches and administration of both schools to do this.
Yes. So now under 5 here in the final period of play, and when we're done, the Morales Group post-game show, and we'll be naming the Piper Logistics Player of the Game. Center Grove trying to get on the board yet one more time. That is Serum behind the cage, works it back outside the 12, almost losing it. Trying to make a move to the inside, and that's going to go in, and the score, but a flag is down. I think that Sam Johnson just got it by the keeper. So Sam Johnson gets his second of the night. A flag came down on the shot as well. And that may go against Graham Toner as he is heading to the penalty area. And so they will be a man down here in the last couple of minutes as you get a look at the Center Grove bench and the reaction after the score. You know, what was good about that score there by Johnson is his angle was really not very good at all.
I'm impressed with the don't quit attitude with them today.
Yeah, they in the second half they just seem
they outplayed them.
They just seem more aggressive and really more willing to go attack a little bit harder. But they might have had the same thought process in the first half, coach, is that they want to keep this thing a low score, and if they can possess even more, then maybe they could keep it in a low-scoring area, but the way that HSE scores so quickly just didn't happen in the first half.
It was 7-0 at the end of one, so they will tell you.
Yeah.
Six goals in the second half.
And how in the first, how many times did they score that quickly? I mean, it was bang, 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 right?
A couple of times less than 35 seconds.
Yeah,
yes.
So that gives you an idea that you go in with a game plan a lot of times, and then you have to change that game plan rather quickly when you fall behind that early.
We have this time. We want to thank both coaches. We want to thank the administration of both teams. Also want to thank our crew. Sticks is here tonight. Looked good today, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He's losing weight, isn't he?
Yep. Drew with us, and, of course, calling the ones and twos our CEO, our captain, Jerry Collins.
Who put in some OT tonight.
Yes, he did. He got here probably at 2 o'clock this afternoon, make sure everything was working, operating just right.
It'll be the 11th turnover now by Center Grove as HSC will control it now with just over 2 minutes to go.
And
how about that pass? Here's Gold. Gold inside the 8, and we had a collision right in the crease area, but it was Center Grove players that ran into each other. But David Gold, that was a heck of a pass that he received. And there's a little extracurricular activity that time by Kyle Jenkins, as he's very physical, and we've got a timeout on the field. 1:56 remaining. Royals lead at 17-8.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Get a gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. A guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Final few moments here, 1:56 remaining tonight's game, brought to you in part by Highway Safety Services. You do what you do, we'll keep you safe doing it. If you'd like more information, give them a call, 765-446-1502. HSC will again move to 4-0 on the season. When will we see our first rankings come out?
Probably game 10.
Okay. So we've got a little way to go. Serum.
We want to thank Charlie Berry, by the way. Charlie, the president of the men and boys lacrosse board of directors. We have our little meeting with him on Tuesday with our final instructions about the state finals.
Okay.
Be our 5th year covering the state finals, and will be our 4th year covering the girls' state finals.
Cole Haas now behind the cage. If he can open things up a little bit here in the final now minute plus. See if Center Grove can get on the board one more time. Yeah, before you know it, we'll be there. It goes pretty quick, the spring does. It gets us into the state finals very fast. So under a minute remaining. Trojans may be happy right here as Liam Vaughn is in the lineup, number 3, just to run this thing down and maybe get one last shot at it.
Time to pop open a Chocola.
Chocola, which I need to try it apparently.
It's coming.
Okay, so do we get like a free sample?
We will get one, yes.
I can't wait.
Yep.
You have a whole case full at home, don't you?
No, not a case.
No.
6-pack? 6-pack, going to Michigan.
Going to Michigan.
Going to
so
Michigan.
You don't even get to keep it.
No, I don't even get to keep it. Debbie caught it and grabbed it.
Oh, we see where you stand, you and the grandchildren. That's going to be wide left on the shot.
No, the grandkids get it.
I know. They get it, you
favorite.
don't.
That wraps it up.
Byers on the last shot. Final score, 17-8 is your final. We will come back. The Morales Group postgame show coming up next.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort-correct food. You can expect a world-class experience. We've got incredible specials, great service. Everything that we do here is made from scratch. We hand-cut all our steaks in-house. Bring your family. Come have some great food.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Tonight's postgame show brought to you by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Whether you're looking to start a new career or grow your team with exceptional talent, Morales Group is here to help you succeed. I know it's 17-8. Center Grove played much better in the second half. Hamilton Southeastern, which they generally do, got off to a very fast start, kind of dominated from the opening bell.
7-0 start and finished with a score 17-8.
All right, time to name the Piper Logistics player of the game. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation, they deliver solutions that keep you on the move with efficiency and reliability. Piper Logistics gets the job done. Who is the player of the game?
Co-players of the game. Nick Weber scored at 11:37 of the fourth quarter, and Marcus Lauk with a
4 goals.
4 goals
Yeah,
in the game. So
we have our first co-players of the game for this season. So again, want to thank you for joining us here tonight. Great job, our crew, as always. Thank you for being with us as Hamilton Southeastern, they pick up the win tonight, 17-8. We remind you, check out the IndianaSRN webpage because you'll see what our schedule looks like. We have a lot of games coming up, not only boys and girls,
and
high school
college
lacrosse. We have college lacrosse coming up. We have a lot of basketball. Well, one more day of basketball coming up. So a lot of things happening. Is we have boys volleyball coming up as well. So there's a lot of sports coming up, and you can check out, again, that schedule.
Also, you can check out our sports page on IndianaSRN as well.
That's right. So
and it should be interesting. Good job today.
Thank you. You too as
Sticks, supper's on you tonight.
All right, that will do it. Thanks for being with us. This has been Boys Lacrosse on IndianaSRN.